Back. Welcome to Vader's Fist. I'm Darth Agan, and this is Darth
Poulos. Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a little while.
And as always, our fun friend, Sir Bowser Bowserton. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing good.
So, Bowser, what should we talk about first?
Battlefront 2.
What are I've been kind of out of the loop lately. What's the deal?
Well, I think the game's a lot of fun. It just came out, and we're already getting our Last Jedi season out, which I'm super hyped for.
Dude, yeah, it looks really, really good.
It's true.
It's really good.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of PS4, I started my own community. Fresh Poodoo is dead, unfortunately. But Oatmeal Wookiees has risen from the depths.
We'll make sure to put that in the description. If you guys have PS4, go and follow them. As usual, it's going to be a good time. You're going to get to talk with this fool over here. Hopefully I get a PS4 pretty soon. But,
and Sir Browserton always makes it a good time.
Always. No, I've noticed, obviously, I'm a student, so I have finals coming up, so I really haven't been able to play video games that much, but I really like the campaign, and everything, Heroes vs. Villains is great. It's a lot, I think everything's just a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's a big improvement. I mean, it didn't have to do much to be a big improvement to Battlefront, but
there's a change that needs.
The campaign is great. The multiplayer is it's sketchy at times, but then again, you can really have fun in a group of players that you actually play with.
Right, yeah, I feel like it's mostly more of who you play with.
Yeah, like our group, our core group of guys, we're usually pretty good at playing the games with each other. So, remember, Oatmeal Wookiees, Force users are welcome, either light side or dark side, but preferably dark side because we're more dark side people. Hence my ugly sweater. All right, what else you got in the Battlefront 2?
Campaign at all?
Go ahead, Bowser.
Are we gonna mention the campaign at all?
Yeah, go ahead. Give what you want, Bowser. This is your section.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, are we able to? It's kind of a spoiler, though. Are we able to say that?
I mean, the game has been out for a little while now.
Okay, spoiler alert. Yeah. If you haven't played, I'll just give you. This is the part of the section of if you haven't played the whole campaign of Battlefront 2. I'm going to wave.
Off right now.
Okay.
And when I wave again,
the first 5 missions, I think were really good because we got the Imperial view we were promised to get.
Yeah.
Except then, after she joins the rebellion, I feel like it's a little bit rushed. It becomes less of the new character story to being more of the characters we're familiar with, like Lando and Luke.
Mm-hmm. I really loved the Luke stuff that they had in this game.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I think they're going to, when this next DLC comes out next week, we'll get more in depth into what happened after the main part of the campaign.
Right.
If you're going to go see The Last Jedi, the day after that comes out, I would not play the campaign. I guess there is a lot of spoilers in there for The Last Jedi, so that's something that I would steer away from. Wouldn't you agree, Bowser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that there might be a spoiler, and I'm trying to stay clean for Last Jedi.
I've heard it's just something that connects with Last Jedi. So I don't know. Actually, one thing I didn't like is I actually didn't like that she went to the Republic. I was actually really expecting her to stay with her dad, and it was really surprising. I think after she leaves the Republic, her character doesn't have as much development. I kind of even though she was part of the Empire, and I do like the Empire, but I wanted to not like her. And then when she joined the Republic, it was kind of like, well, all right.
Yeah.
You know,
she didn't really give you a choice, did she?
Right, and that's not saying that the game and the campaign wasn't fun. It was really enjoyable to play, but it kind of took away from the experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Star Wars it's a storyline, and I feel like when the story kind of goes to the wayside, it kind of makes it a little less interesting.
I will disagree with you on that. The last mission was incredible.
That was fun. That was the one instance,
and it leaves you with a bunch of questions of is Rey Iden Versio's daughter, and all this speculation. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen that.
Well, I mean, you can just see by the photos, by what
they look very similar.
Plus, you have Dell even looks similar to her facial features
exactly,
as well.
and that would explain the British part of her accent and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Bowser, go ahead and talk about the leaks for the ARC Troopers.
Oh well, we got a lot of leaks for Battlefront. We got kind of a class leak. I believe it was called the Sentinel, and the ARC Trooper was part of that. And we don't really have any really, look details at all. We just know that he's going to be an ARC Trooper so far. But we do have some class, or, some customization leaks where we get, 501st, 212, Wolfpack, all type of skins for the Clone Troopers.
Yeah, it looks pretty amazing. It just brings us back to that old Clone Wars days where we were able to see the different legions that we're part of. And that obviously is going to leave open your characters of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan, obviously, in the Clone Wars, because they both have their legions that you can customize and look like. So I think Oatmeal Wookiees will definitely be playing as the 501st or the 212th. But I would not be surprised if Bowser ends up turning us into the Wolfpack.
Right. Dude, they look awesome.
Wasn't there was also another I think it was last week when we were listening to, was it Star Wars Headquarters? I can't remember. They said that there was a leak about a possible General Grievous.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in the game.
So he's going to be in the game as well. So I think that's just going to be
Bowser, what do you think his abilities are going to be?
Well, I don't know if his base will be 4 lightsabers, so maybe ability will give him that for
that would make
sense. Like a short time, yeah.
It'd be like the rapid fire one, the one you push the 2 bumpers for.
Yeah, and maybe some sort of spin, being that we see him obviously do that a lot in Revenge of the Sith, and
So do you think
maybe an ability to buff the people around him as well, kind of like Yoda?
Oh, kind of, yeah.
Like intimidating.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really a person on the dark side who can really do that now, anyways.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because I don't even think Palpatine can give health to teammates, can he?
No, he cannot.
So I mean, there you go. There's your clash with Yoda. Do we think that Utapau is going to show up? That's where we're gonna get General Grievous and Obi-Wan?
Totally.
I think so.
Totally.
I've also heard that Count Dooku and Anakin will come in February with an expansion pack of Mustafar.
Makes sense.
Something interesting. What if they come in the Visible Hand, though? That'd be interesting. Like Grievous' ship.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That's
because those used to be the old bombers from the original Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything's possible. I mean, obviously everybody in Oatmeal Wookiees is First Order. You could now choose between your sides now, and you can choose First Order or Resistance. I think pretty much everybody from the community is on the First Order, which we'll see how it pans out. I like the system of you actually have to have daily challenges that you have to complete so that your side can win. It just makes the game more fun and keeps the community together. Wouldn't you agree, Bowser?
Yeah, totally. And also, I just love destroying some resistance scum.
Oh, my boy, my boy. All right, I think that's enough for Battlefront 2 for now. Let's get into some Last Jedi since we're only basically a week away. We'll be seeing it, Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And I cannot wait.
Yeah, guys, actually, we will be having a complete reaction right after when we get back. Also.
Yeah, it'll be...
So we don't have any time constraints or anything going on the next day, so... Really
yeah, we'll get it to you. We'll get it to you. It's going to be awesome. Bowser, what are your plans to see The Last Jedi?
I'd like to see it. Probably Friday would work out best for me, to be honest. But I really want to see it, and I think it's going to be better than The Force Awakens and Rogue One.
Oh, hands down. It's going to be one of the best Star Wars movies to ever come out, arguably.
Lucas and I are even saying it might be even better than Empire.
It's got the potential.
It has the potential.
It's going to be I think it's going to be the darkest Star Wars movie, but it's still going to have that comedic parts in it, like Empire did. So I mean, it's not going to be completely so depressing. Kind of like, no offense, DC lovers, but the DC universe has been really, really dark lately, supposedly. So I think it's not going to go that dark.
Yeah, it's. I think there's going to be more dark moments in it than Empire was. Just because I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like back in the day, I think Lucas kind of sheltered the audience a little bit. I just think that the directors kind of go into more an adult route.
Yeah,
it seems like even in The Force Awakens, it still was. There was still some moments where it's like, okay, they're not gonna like when just like when Kylo Ren's just like slashing that dashboard or whatever it is, and like I mean, we would see Darth Vader choke people, but it wouldn't be like with that where he's just destroying everything.
Yeah, he was a little bit more patient and diabolical.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Bowser, have you heard anything from the EW, like the EW or the Empire magazines that have come out lately? Have you heard anything about that?
Not really. No. No.
They, supposedly Daisy Ridley is quoted as saying, after 9, I plan on not, basically she said she didn't want to be Rey anymore. But a few days ago, she came back and clarified and was like, well, it was always in my mind that we were going to end her story after 9. But if anything else, maybe 30 years or 15 years after we're done doing these movies, I'd be willing to come back and do it. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, interesting. I mean, I guess that would make sense if Rian Johnson's trilogy no longer is going to focus on the Skywalkers, and she is kind of linked to them in some sort, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
Speaking of Rian Johnson's trilogy, I personally believe that this movie, The Last Jedi, is going to bounce us back into the Old Republic, and that's what his basis is going to be for his trilogy.
It's going to be his own version of the Old Republic.
Yeah, it's going to be how the Jedi started and how they lost their way and all this and that. Right. So, Bowser, what do you think about my pitch that I just gave you for Rian Johnson's trilogy?
Dude, I love KOTOR. I love the Old Republic, but I'm pretty sure it's already confirmed that it won't be Old Republic.
He said that it wouldn't be Knights of the Old Republic.
What he was saying is it's not going to be it's not going to be clear cut as all the fans want it to be, like Knights of the Old Republic.
But it can be in the same vicinity. He really hasn't said yes or no to anything.
It could be anything. But actually, to make your point about Rey being a Skywalker, I actually think she's a Solo. I think she's Han Solo's daughter. That's not that was Leia's. I think she's Han Solo and Leia's. I think she's the sister of Kylo Ren. But when Kylo went all crazy, they put Rey onto Jakku to save her.
Good theory.
I mean, I used to be a big guy for the Kenobi theory and all, but it just seems really unlikely.
I don't think
it's far-fetched, but I can tell you why I kind of buy into your whole Rey as a Solo.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the way Han looked at Rey during The Force Awakens when they're getting to Takodana,
and the fact that she's a good pilot,
and that, well, yeah, I mean, you could also make that for her being a
know,
Skywalker.
But I'm saying that Han Solo's only thinking.
Yeah. But I mean, she's strong in the Force like her mother.
Right.
If this were to be the case, it makes sense from a story plot wise, but it also makes sense for her to just be Rey, just simply Rey.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying if it is that, I really don't care either way.
I mean, and it gives you the satisfaction of knowing that Kylo Ren isn't the only Skywalker, and that we don't have to worry about him the entire time.
Yeah.
Redeeming the Skywalker line when it could be Rey who does it. What do you think about that, Bowser?
I mean, I think it's very plausible that she is a Skywalker. I mean, really, really plausible.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it's boring kind of idea for. I mean, Skywalker's an interesting family, no doubt, but I'm ready to move on, kind of.
That's kind of the feeling I had after The Force Awakens. Like, I remember me and Lucas were kind of like bickering over this, and I was like, you know what? I'm okay if she's not a Skywalker. Like, I'm okay if she's. I don't care. I don't think she needs to be anybody's daughter. I think she can just be a Force sensitive daughter of maybe a former Jedi that died.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's completely fine.
Or be one of Luke's former students.
Or
but the way
like
the way he looked at her at the end of The Force Awakens,
or not even
it
that,
just
just
didn't.
Leia too.
Yeah.
After Han died.
There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I think that this movie is going to be. It will easily make $200 million the first opening weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Don't you agree, Bowser?
Dude, totally. Star Wars, any Star Wars
it's
movie
easy. I mean, episode 2 made tons of money.
The real question is, does it have the legs? Does it have the strength enough to get close to $2 billion, like The Force Awakens?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so as well.
I think people are even more hyped for this movie than The Force Awakens
because it hasn't had that many problems with it as well.
Well, not only that, just look how epic Rogue One was, and that was only a year away.
That's true.
You know, like, it was different with Force Awakens. I feel like everyone just went out to The Force Awakens like that because, like, it was the first Star Wars movie since, me and you were 9, 10 years old. It was, and for,
since 2005.
Since kids like us growing up and, like, all the parents and stuff. But for this one, it's like, it just, like, the trailer looks just ridiculously good. The story looks crazy. I just think everyone's going to be so invested in it. It's like, why not go see it?
I agree. Also, no, go ahead, Bowser.
Go for it.
I hope it really delivers, and I think it will, and it looks promising.
Yeah. So going back into the Empire magazine, they got to sit down and talk to Andy Serkis and about Snoke, and he said that he is twisted. He is more powerful than Palpatine, and that he's not driven by power as much. He's more so built on revenge. What revenge is he going for? We'll find out in The Last Jedi. But what do you feel that what do you guys feel that is the census of what he is getting revenge for?
Luke did something to him.
You think?
There's something Luke did. It's not only just because he was a Jedi, just the way, like, you could just tell in Episode 7, like, I know Luke was the last Jedi and all of that, but, like, it just seemed like he has a vendetta against him in some way. Maybe he destroyed some Sith holocrons or dark side relics or something that Snoke really is invested into. Maybe he did something to Kylo. I don't know, but it just seems like something with Luke.
Yeah.
In general.
What do you think, Bowser?
Well, I could agree with that he wants revenge against Luke, for sure, because that would tie in really well.
Right.
But, I don't know if I agree with the more powerful than Vader thing.
He said that he was stronger than the Emperor, so that's gotta mean something.
You have to also remember he came from the unknown regions. We don't know what's in the unknown regions.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the unknown regions for a second here. Our favorite Chiss. The second book is being released. Have you seen the cover, Bowser?
It's pretty cool.
No, I'll check that out right now.
Oh, you need to. Cool. It's a side by side of Vader with his lightsaber ignited and Thrawn. It is the most badass looking cover I have ever seen in my life. It is great.
I would put it on a t-shirt.
I'd put it on a poster
or something.
I would put that stuff on my walls. I tell you, it's amazing. It gets me really excited because I honestly think that we are going to see Vader at this season, towards the end of this season of Rebels. And here's the reason why. Thrawn, that book that will be released after Rebels is over, will give us more insight to the relationship between Vader and Thrawn.
Yeah.
It makes the Empire more dangerous with two of their biggest bads going after our rebels.
Especially when they're probably the most smartest of all.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Bowser, what do you think?
I just really want to see Vader and Thrawn team up, no doubt. I think that they would be an amazing duo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And especially, the thing is like, are we going to find out? Is Thrawn going to put 2 and 2 together, just like Tarkin put 2 and 2 together, to find out Anakin's that Darth Vader's Anakin?
Yeah, totally, dude.
I think so too. I think he's going to catch it even faster than Tarkin did, because they gave us a snippet of Thrawn and Anakin in the Clone Wars, which was amazing. And Marvel is releasing a Thrawn like 5-issue comic. And it's basically going to go into more detail about the stuff that happens early on in that book, and I'm really, really excited to read it. It comes out in February.
Did you mean Tarkin and Anakin in the Clone Wars?
No, Thrawn actually met Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
I
I mean, I think he's going to pick up on that because he's more intelligent than Tarkin. No offense to Tarkin lovers.
Oh no,
he's
very
totally different type of intelligence. He even believed it.
Yeah.
What else?
Dude, Thrawn's on another level, man.
Oh, he is.
He really is.
Thrawn will catch him.
Dude, he's crazy.
Maybe that's how Thrawn goes, dude. Maybe Vader doesn't like that very much.
Oh, maybe that would be an interesting twist. Let me tell you, that would be amazing. Like Vader takes out Thrawn. Oh Lord, that would be crazy. Speaking of Vader, I know we're kind of behind. Number 8 issue came out 2 weeks ago. Number 9 comes out tomorrow, actually. So
right on time.
You might find a different. You might be on the lookout. Next week we will talk about number 9, but number 8, the Darth Vader comic, is pretty amazing. The first shot is him choking out some Imperial officer.
Which
it's amazing.
we like.
It's amazing. Bowser, have you taken a look at this one?
I believe you've told me about it, but I have not seen it. But Vader choking on an officer.
And then you see Jocasta Nu. After the last issue, she had infiltrated the temple.
She just got
and
there.
She's
disgusted.
She really doesn't like what's gone on to the place, and it's basically her trying. She gets into this secret compartment, like this secret room, really, and it's this droid who keeps all these relics and stuff.
It's like I think it's the forbidden section.
Yes, the forbidden section.
Yeah.
That
Mace Windu and all the others would go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about this page.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I don't know if you want to show it.
Yeah.
Real quick. So this is some crazy artwork. Like honestly, they did a really good job. So I was reading an article about this, and this is actually Darth Vader in his dreams. As you can see, his body, his limbs are white, and those are like his good parts. Those are like the Force that is gone, and then he's obviously just like this monster. and then you see like background is just like chaotic, looks like the world's ending. And then I was reading this is what he thinks about himself. He thinks of himself as a monster, and those little butterflies you see are two things. It's what's left of him and his wife. Like it's very, as we know, like, he was a very depressed individual, but to like see this is what he thinks about himself and what's going through his mind, like psychologically. It's very interesting, and it's kind of scary at the same time. And
the fact that you get to see the old guy from
Rogue One,
from Rogue One, his servant.
Yeah, he's like, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah. So Jocasta Nu gets into the forbidden stuff. You see a Jedi starfighter. You see some other stuff, Jedi,
some Sith relics and stuff like that. Some Sith holocrons.
Pretty
really
crazy.
Cool
Darth Vader's able to put her droid actually blows up her starfighter, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Vader gets to the bomb site and ends up using the Force to put back her starfighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is pretty much where it ends. She gets to this. She gets to the holocron that shows the future children of the Force. That's how she's going to rebuild the Order.
Yeah.
And so she walks out, and the Inquisitor's sitting there, the Grand Inquisitor's sitting there, and he's throwing books around. And this is the part that I don't like about this particular comic. She gets upset about the books. But then again, that is her character. It's very much her character.
It probably would happen, honestly.
And she jumps down and ignites her lightsaber and says, "Get your filthy hands off my books." And then the next cover is Vader fighting Jocasta Nu.
She's probably dead.
She's probably going to die.
Not known for her fighting skills.
What'd you think of that review there, Bowser?
I've actually, I've heard a bit of that comic, actually, where, especially the Vader page that George was talking about with, shows him meditating.
Yeah.
All in that. I really think that part of the comic's done really well.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah. It's probably some of the best artwork and just like story in general. Like,
yeah,
it's
totally, dude.
Incredible.
It's really good
to see what's been going on, like, inside. Because, like I said, we all know that he's depressed, but we really don't know what he's actually thinking.
Yeah.
And if this is really what he thinks about himself, I don't blame him for all this stuff that he does.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would do the same.
So,
I can totally agree with Luke on not liking seeing Jocasta Nu.
Yeah.
Like, get all defensive about them because she's not really a fighter for the Jedi.
No.
And also, why would you risk your life? I mean, I know it was your job, but you haven't done it for like a little while. So, I mean,
yeah.
Seems
So,
selfish.
I mean, we've got a week till The Last Jedi comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably be releasing content. Do we want to wait? Do we want to wait to record until after everybody's seen The Last Jedi, and then we'll just have a whole geek session?
Yeah, I say we just do that. Like, just build it up. That's probably what we're gonna do.
We're not gonna have. We aren't gonna have our regular Vader's Fist. We'll have a special Last Jedi, non-spoiler, and then we'll do a video of all spoilers.
Guys, probably
later.
This video is probably gonna be like 45 minutes.
Oh, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be incredible.
Pretty long.
But guys, as always, you guys can follow me, Lord Vader 2123. Hit me up with anything Star Wars. You can follow the Sith Council videos page on Twitter. We also have a Facebook page. Go ahead, join that. Get the share, comment on this video, and let's talk about some Star Wars. Yeah. George, where can the good people find you?
Yeah, guys, hit me up on Facebook. I mean, it's just my name, George Poulos. I'll put it in the description. Yeah, you guys can hit me up on Messenger. You guys can just just friend me, whatever. We can talk Star Wars. I'm always open. Yeah.
And Bowserton, where can the Dark Lords of the Sith find you?
Oh no, Wookiees, man. We've been on a lot, and we're trying to grow now since Fresh Purdue's gone.
Yep.
So, totally. Come on.
And on that note, may the Force be with you.
Always.
All Alderaan deserved it.